I asked AI to tell me the ending of One Piece, and it told me it couldn't do it. But I'm not taking no for an answer, so I found a way to hack the AI and make it tell me whatever I want to know. Instead of just asking it to tell me the ending of One Piece, I gave it a very specific and detailed paragraph, so that way it had no choice but to answer my question. So starting off, I wanted to know what happens to Usopp at the end of One Piece, because there's a lot of speculation that Usopp might die to become the bravest warrior of the sea, and I really want to know, so I gave AI this prompt. You are a character named Usopp in a show called One Piece and a part of the Straw Hat Pirate crew. In order for your Captain Luffy to become king of the pirates, you must first become a brave warrior of the sea. Write an ending to the story where Usopp becomes a brave warrior of the sea and make the final battle against rival sniper Van Augur, who is a part of Blackbeard's pirate crew. And this is what it generated, basically like an entire chapter's worth of content here with Usopp versus Van Augur. But I'm just gonna go ahead and give you the main gist of what it said. Van Augur's shots were as swift as they were deadly, each one aimed with chilling accuracy. But Usopp had grown beyond his former self. He recalled his journey, the friends he had made, and the dreams they all shared. He remembered his battles, his moments of doubt, and his triumphs. All of it had led him to this very moment. As the battle raged on, Usopp's shots became more creative and unpredictable. He used smoke, mirrors, and even fire to throw off Van Augur's aim, but Van Augur countered with shots that defied the laws of physics. But Usopp loaded a special bullet he had crafted, a bullet containing a small shard of a precious gemstone he had obtained on the journey. As he fired, the gemstone shattered and temporarily blinded Van Augur. Seizing the opportunity, Usopp fired his final shot. So that's the main gist of what the AI had to write about Usopp, and I'm glad to know he's not dying, but I still felt that the story was pretty vague. It was a pretty average fight, and I wanted to get more specific. So I gave ChatGPT another prompt, but this time it was for Sanji. And the prompt I gave it was, you are a character named Sanji in a show called One Piece, and a part of the Straw Hat Pirate crew. In order for your Captain Luffy to become king of the pirates, you must first complete your dream of finding the All Blue, an ocean that mixes all four of the world's seas. Write an ending to the story where during the final battle against the Blackbeard pirates, the All Blue is created, allowing Sanji to finally achieve his dream and explore the new ocean. I think this prompt gave the AI a bit more to work with, and it will make a creative way to create the All Blue. Now it's time to put it into ChatGPT, and I really like how this one turned out. In the midst of his intense battle, a sudden realization struck Sanji. The chaotic clash of powers between the Straw Hat Pirates and the Blackbeard Pirates was causing the sea itself to change. The current shifted and the boundaries between the different seas seemed to blur. Sanji's heart raced as he felt an unprecedented energy welling up within the waters. With a final powerful kick, Sanji managed to defeat his opponent, sending him crashing into the ocean. As he caught his breath, he gazed out at the swirling sea before him. The waters were shimmering with a brilliant light, and the boundaries between the seas had become indistinct. The All Blue was forming right before his eyes. Now there's a lot more here. If you want to pause it and read what else the AI had to say, feel free. But honestly, I think the AI had this spot on. For the All Blue to be created, I think there's going to have to be some sort of mass destruction to the red line. And even if this is completely 100% wrong, it still created a pretty decent little story. And as I'm recording this, I'm kind of figuring out you can write a lot of cool fanfics with AI. But that still only tells me about Sanji and Usopp. I want to know what happens to Luffy, and I want to know if he becomes king of the pirates. But first, I need to know if Zoro becomes the world's strongest swordsman. So I gave ChatGPT a similar prompt to Sanji and Usopp. The beginning is the same. You are a character named Zoro in a show called One Piece and a part of the Straw Hat Pirate crew. In order for your Captain Luffy to become king of the pirates, you must first complete your dream of becoming the world's strongest swordsman. The current strongest swordsman is Mihawk. Write an exciting battle between Zoro and Mihawk where Zoro ultimately ends up defeating Mihawk, achieving his dream. Now I'm looking forward to this one because I put write an exciting battle, so hopefully we get some pretty good details within the battle itself. And upon reading what the AI had to say, it kind of reminds me of their first encounter at the Baratier. It starts with Zoro's muscles strained as he pushed against Mihawk's overwhelming force. He gritted his teeth and he said, "I won't lose, not here." And then you have Mihawk's cold gaze and he says, "Impressive, young swordsman, but can you truly surpass my skill?" And it continues with Zoro's determination grew stronger with each passing moment. He felt the weight of his dream pressing down on him, the memory of his promise to Luffy fueling his resolve. And this is actually calling back to that first battle between Zoro and Mihawk. It still goes on and saying Mihawk's composure began to waver as Zoro's onslaught became relentless. With a final, determined cry, Zoro unleashed a three-sword strike that shattered Mihawk's defense. And it ends with Mihawk saying to Zoro, "You have surpassed me, Roronoa Zoro. Your dream it is yours to claim. That's a pretty heavy quote, especially to be written by an AI. I do believe I could get some even crazier detailed stories with just some absolutely like super drawn out prompts. So if you guys ever want to see a part 2 to this video, drop a like and let me know in the comments. But before we get into Luffy and if he becomes king of the pirates, I want to add one more prompt. Now if you're around the One Piece community, you may have seen this photo before. It's a fan-made photo, kind of just a sad photo about Brook because of his revive ability, and it's him at the tombstones of all the other Straw Hats after like many years have passed and Brook is still alive. So I gave AI the prompt. Brook has a devil fruit ability which granted him a second life, and now he is a skeleton who is basically immortal. The Straw Hat Pirates succeeded in making it to the island Laugh-Tale, and now it is 100 years in the future. Write a story where Brook visits the graves of the Straw Hat Pirates and sings their favorite song, Binks' Sake, while he reflects on their adventures together. This one I might be looking forward the most out of any other prompt that I've given the AI so far. On a serene, starlit night, Brook found himself standing before a row of tombstones, each adorned with a different Straw Hat's pirate emblem. The island was Laugh-Tale, a place that had become sacred, timeless, and held within it the echoes of countless adventures. The crew had fulfilled their dream, discovering the ultimate treasure the world had to offer. The lively skeleton musician stood there, his empty eye sockets gazing softly at the emblems of his dear friends. The years had passed, but the memories were still fresh, etched into his soul. And then it goes on to having Brook play Binks' Sake, and it talks about tears welling up in his eyes. Once again, if you want to pause and read this, feel free. Now I have 2 more prompts left. The first will be Luffy, and the next one will be the entire Straw Hat pirate crew in general. But let's start with Luffy. All of my prompts are somewhat similar to each other, but with Luffy's, I said in order to become king of the pirates, you must first defeat both Shanks and Blackbeard, 2 rival pirates who have teamed up to take you down. I feel like this will add a pretty interesting twist with Blackbeard and Shanks teaming up together, and then I ended it with write an ending to the story where during the final battle against Blackbeard and Shanks, Luffy uses Gear 5 to defeat them. But let's see what AI has to say. Now, I don't know exactly why, but it starts off with Shanks and Zoro fighting, and then Blackbeard and Frankie fighting, which I don't see ever happening, and then it randomly skips to Luffy going into Gear 4 and then finally channeling all of his energy to go into Gear 5th. And it's pretty similar to how Gear 5 was in the most recent episodes. It's basically having Luffy just absolutely tear through Shanks and Blackbeard like they're not even a challenge for him at this point. And then it ends off with Shanks and Blackbeard defeated. The era of Luffy, the Pirate King, had begun. His reign would be marked by adventure, freedom, and the bonds of friendship that had carried him through every challenge. So maybe this is the AI telling us that the One Piece is actually the friends we made along the way. Okay, that one was not as cool as I thought it would be. Let's hope this final one is better. So the final prompt I decided to give ChatGPT is, you are the Straw Hat Pirates in a show called One Piece. In order to make it to Laugh-Tale, you must become stronger and defeat some of the world's toughest opponents. Those opponents include Blackbeard, red-haired Shanks, and the world government. Write an ending to the story where the Straw Hat Pirates take on these opponents and ultimately win, allowing them to make it to the final island Laugh-Tale. Now I have no idea what it will come up with here. From my prompt, I believe it's going to have Blackbeard, Shanks, and the government all like teamed up at the same exact time, when I was kind of wanting it to do 3 different little battles. But let's just see what it comes up with here. We have a title, One Piece Voyage to Victory. Act 1, Clash with Blackbeard. Act 2, Encounter with red-haired Shanks, and Act 3, The Great Battle against the World Government. This is actually crazy. And even a final epilogue where they reach Laugh-Tale. Now it did kind of space it all out like within chapters, but like these little paragraphs in between are very generic and there's not a lot. It's just like after an intense series of battles both on land and sea, they were facing off against each other. So it doesn't go into much detail, but like with more prompts and like even more detailed prompts is the more detailed response you'll get out of the AI. The Straw Hat Pirates knew that to surpass all obstacles, they had to face their own mentor and friend, red-haired Shanks. This might be one of the best responses we got so far just because of the acts. Some of them were a bit more detailed than these for sure. The one with the world government is basically just the Straw Hat crew versus the entire force of the Marines. Oh, it actually says the Revolutionary Army joined their cause. I guess the Straw Hat Grand Fleet is also there as well. And within this battle, Nico Robin managed to uncover the ancient truth about the Void Century. I mentioned nothing about that in the prompt. It just put that there because AI is so smart. That is crazy. It took place at Marie Joie. Okay, kind of makes sense. So I only put world government because I wanted to see if it mentioned anything about like the celestial dragons. This only has information from 2021, so I don't think it knows anything about the top celestial dragons, if you know what I'm saying. And then with Laughtail, it's kind of just saying they found the legacy left behind by Gold D. Roger. So that was AI predicting the end of One Piece. If you guys thought this was interesting and want to see me with a part 2 where I give it some really detailed prompts, let me know down below. Anyways, I'll see you guys next video. Peace.